Yeah.
Welcome,
Okay,
everyone.
Jack. Talk
It's
to you
nice to
later,
see
John.
such a large room. My name is Michael
You're
Proctor.
later, Rip.
It's
See
a
you,
pleasure
Give me
bud.
a
for me to
holler if you're
be
trying
here
to
as your
draft.
club president.
Okay.
I might mention this is my last opportunity as club president to speak to you from this podium.
Rippy.
I'm not sure how. So, uh, Bessie Kaufman, remember Bessie Kaufman, has been named president-elect of the Junior League. I think that's wonderful for her. We're going to applaud her. A number of you in this room have backgrounds associated with the Junior League, so that's nice to see more of that. On the way up now is Gary Dirks to do the call for intersection, and the Pledge of Allegiance will be done by Harry Zuloff.
Thank you, President Mike. Obviously, we know today is a dreary day, cloudy, rainy. It also dampens our spirits, and we long for a return to sunshine. Likewise, our lives will have cloudy days. I think God knows this, and He knows that it's the best way for our hearts to truly appreciate sunshine. Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. Thank you, Gary, and thank you, Harry. So Chris Rouse is on his way up now to introduce the guests, and it's looking like he's got a big job ahead of him. Thank you, guests, for being here.
Thank you, President Mike. Good afternoon, all Kiwanians and guests. I am proud to introduce, first of all, Michael Clark. Where's Michael Clark? Okay, Michael Clark is a guest of President Mike's. Welcome. Please remain standing. And I also like to introduce Jason Poff from ServPro. Jason is a guest of Harry Zuloff's, and he has just put in an application. We have two very special guests next. A Margaret Lemon. Margaret, where are you? Over here, wonderful. Please. And also with Margaret is Meg Thomas, daughter, supporting David Lemon. Also, we have Tyler Bauer from that wonderful organization, Bauer Heating and Air Conditioning. Woo! He's a guest of Sheila Bauer. And that's it, President Mike. All of our wonderful guests, welcome.
Well done, Chris. So this is the part of the meeting when I deliver my president's message. And since this is my final president's message, I'm going to draw upon my professional and volunteer experience to deliver remarks about the future. Now, often in a professional setting, I've been asked about the future of things like project management, engineering, leadership. And, I've spent a career in those fields, so that's fair. And, in the volunteer space, I've been asked to deliver remarks about Boy Scouts, churches, and maybe now the Kiwanis Club of Roanoke. So some of you has asked me to talk about that. All of that brings me to Samuel Golden Mayer. He's or was president of Paramount Movie Studios. And he summed it up nicely when he said, only a fool would make predictions, especially about the future. Well, today I'm reluctant to play the fool. So instead of trying to predict the future of our club, I'll focus on preparing for the future of our club. After reading over 1,000 pages in peer-reviewed journals about membership and civic organizations, after considering the status of our club during this past year while serving as your president, I believe our future depends heavily on two factors: membership value, and what's the other one? Thank you, outreach. Now, some productive in our outreach will provide a steady stream of new members. Well, thankfully, the strategic plan that we just developed this year that we approved, that begins in effect on October 1, is centered on both of those factors: membership value and outreach. We collectively are really well positioned to keep that ball rolling. After all, only 20% of organizations report that they actually follow their own strategic plans. We're going to be part of that 20%. We're going to follow that strategic plan. And also is Joe Cobb, who's going to stand up for me. All right. Joe Cobb's partner has joined our club, James Matthews. Your spouse is now a club member. Absolutely fantastic to have both of you here at the same time. And we heard during the guest introductions, we got one more coming up. Isn't that terrific? All right. Tonight on Zoom, the Hartmans are running another DEI BA webinar. They do that at the district level, and we get the benefit by Zooming in. Please do that. Membership committees meeting tomorrow morning. Harry Zuloff has got an energized committee. We're going to join him over at the Panera Bread. Several of us are going to Danville, and we're going to play golf. I hope it's not raining, and even if it is raining, we'll play golf, and we'll enjoy dinner. It's a interclub with the Danville Kiwanis Club. Now, the grants committee is meeting. We've got 30-ish applications for grants that met our criteria. The grants committee is going to meet on Zoom, and we're going to window that down to the winners for this year's grants. So all that money we raised earlier, all those many, many, many thousands of dollars, we're going to award to these deserving organizations. Okay? Speaking of money, the service budget has been formed, and the people involved with that are going to meet on Zoom to go through that. And those people are called board members. You've already been notified about that. Hold this page up, please. Every table's got the page. Hold this page up. We're doing this for effect. I want to see it. Please hold up the page. So many people are not following directions right now. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This page is about the mayoral candidates forum on October 1st that our club is running in partnership with the chamber, right? Wouldn't you know, we got all three mayoral candidates in the room today. Let's give them some applause. They are going to be in this room on October 1st in the evening. They're going to answer questions that have been provided to them ahead of time. It's going to be a big public event. Now, what does it say in the heading of the piece of paper you just held up? Somebody blurt that out to me. Registration required in advance, no walk-ins. So if you fill out the sheet, I'll register. If you don't fill it out, you can use the what? The QR code. Register in advance, no walk-ins. We're expecting a couple hundred people in this room. Please be part of that crowd. Thank you. So fall is upon us, and we're going to do a cleanup on Lick Run. Our Environment Committee is partnering with the Clean Valley Council. So sign up for that. And then since fall lasts longer than one weekend, on another weekend, we're doing, what are we doing? Fall planting. Hold it, hold it. And Sherry Hartman has been nice enough to leave you sign-up sheets for that. How'd I do? Good, okay. And the big deal, Jean's going to cover with you right now. She's going to talk about committee signups and an installation dinner.
Before I do that, I'm going to do a quick 2-minute brag and say that this may be Mike's last meeting to be at the podium, but it's also going to be my last meeting without indigestion, because I'll be up at that podium starting in October. So we've got two important things that we still need folks to let us know about. One is the committees. You've seen the information in the newsletter. If you haven't let me know what committee you want to continue serving on or a new committee you want to be on for next year, please do so. You can email me, you can text me, you can call me, you can tell me in person. And then the really big event is next Wednesday, and it's in place of our lunch meeting. It's an evening meeting. It's our installation ceremony, and this is a wonderful opportunity for us to have a great social time with each other, bring spouses or friends to join in with us, and we will be appreciating and recognizing everyone who has served in a leadership position, who is retiring that position, and welcoming new folks coming in to leadership positions for the organizations. We're doing it here at Charter Hall at 5:30 p.m. We're inside, so daylight is not an issue for us. We can stay and party all night if we want to. And Amy's going to do the catering. We're going to have heavy hors d'oeuvres. We're also going to have beer and wine available, as well as non-alcoholic drinks. Jeff Kraft is going to be here to do some live music for us to help entertain us. We've also got some special guests coming. We have our lieutenant governors for our district coming to join us as well and help conduct the ceremony. So we're really excited about that. There's a $5 surcharge if you're a full membership, because it's your normal cost of lunch plus a little bit extra. And then it's $17 for everyone else. That includes a spouse or other guest. And you should let John know if you're going to come. Please email him, text him, call him, or let him know in person, and let him know if you have a guest, and he'll bill you for it. Thanks so much. Looking forward to it, everyone.
Well done. Jean stuck in a brag.
That's the redhead.
And for $2, which goes to our foundation, you can brag about any subject you want, as long as it's not controversial. And as long as you don't spend more than about 30 seconds. Come on up, braggers.
Good afternoon. I'm Joyce Waugh, and I'm here to brag on the next year, 2025, chamber trip. I get to do those, and that may be my last one. They're very kind to let me continue these. As a volunteer, my payment is if enough people go, so do I. So go, but if there's one,
Speak into the microphone.
sorry, There's one of these on one is on every table, but if you are interested in South Africa, October 6th of 2025, email me so that I can send you something that you really can click here to register. Because you can't do it on the paper. And see me after if you want. Thank you so much. You guys do good work and I volunteer where I can. Thanks.
Notice I'm taking money from a politician.
I was going to brag on Michael Brock. Really, I was. Mike, we've always, this is a great club. We always have a great time. Those of us who've been here over the years, we've had great presidents, and we're going to have another great year coming up. But I just thought we ought to really stand and applaud Michael Brock. There's a lot of things that he's done for us, but I believe his legacy will be in this corporate membership that was created during his presidency. It's been a great year, Mike, and we're all very proud of you. We thank you very much.
I wholeheartedly agree. Mike is not only a great leader, he's a wonderful human being. So thank you, Mike, for all you've done. Again, Chris Rouse, and I want to first brag about everybody in the room. As a new member, I want to tell you how much I appreciate you all. And I think that this is an incredible club. And I'm just really, really proud to be a new member. So thank you for making me feel so welcome. Second, my day job is with United Way of Roanoke Valley. And I'd like to let you know that our primary goal right now is to help elevate at least 10,000 families to self-sufficiency by 2030. And I'm proud to tell you that we're nearly halfway there. And you all can help us. Actually, let me back up. I want to thank everybody that has helped us over the years. There's several people in here that have volunteered, that have donated, they have done numerous things. We have board members in here. I just want to just say thank you to all of you that have helped us to get this far. And to that end, we are celebrating our centennial. On your table, I've placed a centennial gala invitation. It's going to be held on October 12th at the Hotel Roanoke. Please put in your RSVPs. And if you need an additional invitation, see me after the meeting. Thank you and have a great rest of the meeting.
I'm Guy Bird. I don't do too many brags, but I really got one today. Oh, sorry. There's a thing down there. As you know, I'm with the Adult Care Center, and this past Monday, we had our inaugural golf tournament. And it came before the rain started, so it went well. It was oversubscribed. We had 28 foursomes that participated, and we were very proud of that response from the community. But I wanted to let you know that in particular, Sam and Greg Lineberger were a big part of that success. And I don't see them here today, but they were wore out, I guess, from playing golf on night. But we're grateful to the Linebergers in several ways. I also want you to know about Donna Lynch, because through her connections with the Benton Moose Lodge, they were our lead sponsor, and we were very appreciative of that. Thank you, Donna. Another one that I just mentioned is that the Hart Motor Company provided the electric Hummer, which is a large vehicle, but it was the prize on one of the holes-in-one. If anybody got it, nobody got the hole-in-one. And there were two other holes-in-one prizes. One was a Harley Davidson, and another was a Yanmar 6-seat utility vehicle. Nobody won any of them, but we had fun, and just wanted you to know that this is something we'll probably be doing again sometime. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm Gary Dirk, back. I'm here to brag on my wife. During 1990, I was serving as your lieutenant governor. And my wife took her Girl Scouts and they went to one of the 5 world centers in Switzerland. They're still alive. In the meantime, Barbara has taken me to the other 4: Pax Lodge in London, Sangam in India, Coos Ferry, Uganda, and Bonnie in Mexico. So the past week, Barbara took me to Chalet, Switzerland. Bragging on it. We had a wonderful week hiking and talking to Mike how we run the Alps. It's sure make the mountains come here. Kind of beauty. So, thank you very much.
Thank you, braggarts. You all do that so well. I saw some disappointment on your face when you realized I wasn't going to give you any closing remarks as your president. And Gene told you we're going to have an installation dinner. So if you want to hear any closing remarks from me, come to the dinner, because I'm not going to do it now. Okay. Speaking of remarks, David Lemon is on his way up here now. He has put together, let's use the technical term, a whiz-bang program about the history of this Kiwanis Club of Roanoke. It's multimedia, it's in person, it's show and tell, it's facts, it's figures. How'd they do? Huh? All right, you do it.
And good afternoon. I am David Lemon, and my special thanks to past President Andre Brooks, who is another historian. Please join me today on a 104-year-old journey exploring our Kiwanis Club. Our ride,
Louder into the microphone.
our ride begins in 1919 with our first organizational meeting. The Kiwanis Club of Roanoke was chartered on January the 28th, 1920, with 118 members and an early member of Kiwanis International. Charter. The original charter. As I just mentioned earlier, our club was chartered on January the 28th, 1920, with 118 members and an early member Kiwanis nationally.
No.
Okay. Mike, yeah.
Thank you, David. Now that all the fun's over, I get to do the serious part. So give me a couple chuckles along the way to encourage me. This is downtown Roanoke in 1919, looking from Campbell Avenue, Jefferson Street. It's what Roanoke looked like when we were organized. The organizational meeting was November 26, 1919. We were started after 5 years after the founding of the first club in Detroit in 1915. As a result of the national organization, organizers who came from Kiwanis, we went door to door in Roanoke, organizing our club. We left Roanoke, when he left Roanoke, he went to Lynchburg to organize their club right after that. Since then, we had some really good competition to see who is the oldest, who's the best club. And of course, we predate them by a couple of days, you can see on our charter. The original name was the Brothers. You can see, look around, it doesn't fit us today. Kiwanis is a Native American phrase, betrayed. And now we can go to Charles. This is 1920. Charter number 182. One of the first clubs, I said. We had 118 charter members. It was a meeting of the community and business leaders. Industries include jewelry, stationery, soft drinks, automobiles, tires, flowers, harvest supplies, furniture, cigars, bankers, attorneys, accountants, architects, insurance brokers, physicians, surgeons, dentists, hospital administrators, pastors, much like today. So this is Charles Nolte, our first president, and that's one of the first meetings of the club. It was at Roanoke Country Club. And of course, Charles Nolte was Andy Stone's grandfather. Next slide. This one is at the Roanoke Country Club. The social outing. And 1921, we began sponsoring some ladies' nights. So early on, the club realized some ladies, but they had ladies' night. Next slide. This is Jefferson High School here in Jeremiah. 1922. The Kiwanis Youth was established that day, and we backed the bond issue to raise. Next slide. Be very quickly, this is a lot of history. This is spring 21 and 20, and these pictures are today. Sorry, I didn't have 1923, but we actively supported better highway business. The roads in Roanoke and Lloyd in 221 and Roanoke and Rocky Mount in 220. Just a side note, my father, 1920s, owned 2 dump trucks, and he and his brother hauled dynamite to build a road. Next slide is Standard Henry Hotel, was familiar to us, 1926. We're now meeting at the Standard Hotel and for the next 20 years. And we helped to build this hotel. Next slide. The Jefferson Theater, 1928. We sponsored the opening theater. We raised $17,000 at the opening for crippled children. And also in that year, 1928, we had a golf road. It's not recorded in our history one. So now we're moving into the 1930s. Next slide. This is 1932, boys camp. We sent 40 boys to camp for 10 days. This was the first of a tradition. 1930s and 1940s.
Moving quickly to 1940 decade. At girls' camps, 1940, our membership is 161. The club buys 225 acres in Crockett Springs. With the Girl Scouts, by WCA, the cost was $2,800. And we were going to build a girls' camp. That's on 1940s. The club supported the war bonds and raised $8,000 for the grant. That's why 1945. This is Camp Wanahani. Did I say that right? Good. Had to practice that. So we added an additional 25 acres to our camp. We had a dining hall and a recreation hall that we updated, and the plans for swimming pool and ice was begun. The membership that year, 182 members in 1945. Slide 9. The camp became a reality and served girls until 1978, when the camp was sold for $125,000 and the funds donated to the foundation. This is a magazine article, Southern Man, full page article about our camp. We're not going to move to the 1950s, just moving along. In 1955, and 40 years, as far as I'm concerned, the foundation was founded. It was to provide community service that would be eventually funded by the interest. Of course, today we know that it's quite a lot from the foundation. So thanks very much to the board of directors. Helps us serve the service to kids. Memberships continue. Membership 1955, 199 men. A memorial room in honor of the Kiwanis campus. Kiwanis campus that were killed in World War II was founded. Moving to 1960. This is the travel law. Travel law. It was fun. Let's see all the presentations. It was a travel and adventure film series fundraiser that helped underwrite services for ships. The first program was about the Arctic. This is the Arctic with the Northern Lights. It was a great service to the community. Not only did it raise money for us, but it provided service and entertainment. It was around until 2007, about 14 years. And I know some of us really held on to that project because we loved it. Thank you. Our next project. This is the Elks Club, 1968. We moved to the Elks Club after 3 years at the hotel because they were under renovations. Next one. This is at the club. It was sponsored by the Joseph House Club in 1968. And this is right after Patrick Henry was established. And as a side note, in 1964, our own Barry Akers, the member of the Joseph School Club. Next one. We're continuing to support girls' programs throughout the 60s and also longer, but certainly in the 60s. And that's 1977. This is Clean Valley. President Bradshaw promoted a plan which led Roanokeers to clean debris and trash, leading to the organization of the Clean Valley Road. Into 1984, the Adult Care Center. It was founded under the leadership of Dick Rakes, past President Dick Rakes, and past President John Shoemate. Of course, we are still supporting that organization today. 1987. This is our own Jack Bledsoe. I hope she could be here today. Don't see her. Linda Price was actually the first woman and sponsored by Steve McCraw. Yes, Steve, thank you. So she was the first one in 1987. The first woman president was Jackie Bliss in 1994. And Jackie's still on our line. I was the third, very honored to serve that role. Moving to the 1990s. This is the first Builders Club, 1990, Hidden Valley Junior High School. I did not make a typo in my notes. It was a junior high school then, but this is our first Builders Club. And now, next slide, let's have some fun. You know who these people are? This is from our 1997 year. The first one would be photos. But as you can see, they had John Bradshaw and on the opposite group. And John's going to be the vote on screen, so I hope you enjoy this. And then the next slide, some more fun. I think you recognize Sam. And there's Allie down in the corner. And of course, Bob Bradshaw, also on that page. And one more, please. There's David Lemon. And somebody I think that's really important to our club is Paul Blackburn, right? David. Not only was he a president of our club, Express Foundation, and most important claim to fame is the 100 dynasty. Of course, Sam Jr. is the son, and Sam the third, I call Sammy, was his grandson, and also Greg. So quite a legacy from the Hunters Club. Let's see Steve McGraw there. And that's yes, Mark Willing, you see. And Lee Osford, Lee's over there chuckling fast. And I want to point out to you someone else there. O'Hara. Georgia O'Hara, yes. Thank you. His picture was not in this directory, but I thought it's important to point out. He was a member of our club 50 years. And he had 50 years of perfect attendance. Yes. I remember when we were, David says, annexed Shaw's, we were meeting at Shaw's, that he would come, his neighbor would bring him so that he could sign in to get his perfect attendance. Let's see what that's up. This is our 75th anniversary committee. This photo wasn't newspaper. So we're celebrating our 75th anniversary year. Now we're going to move to 2000. Our next slide. We have 268 members. That was 1999, 2000. It was during Don Wilson, president, and Tom Miller's presence. So I think that's always been our goal, but we have ways to go. Numbers again. The most we ever had. Our next slide, this is King Man, 1996. And we all pitched in for King Man. That's so much fun, make a lot of money, and provide a service to the community. It was started under the leadership of President Bob Reynolds, 1996, at Towers Hall. It's outside. And then it moved to the tent at Tanglewood Mall. Some of you may remember the Tanglewood. I do not remember at Towers. It was outside. And then we went on to the Civic Center in the early 2000s. It was originally called Pancakes 5 for Once. So now it's catering. We have another slide of cake there showing our dining room. And our next slide. Just want to show you some of the pictures of our members. This is 2003, and this is the board of directors. Rupert Cup was president. This is the last board meeting at the Patrick Hotel in 2007. Next slide, please. This is Manley Ayler, as president. And yes, this is 2008, chip backpacks. I was the vice president, and Henry was the president. He said, go fund us a project for children under years. That was 2008. We have been serving ever since. It addresses that national program, Kiwanis, to serve children that are under 5. That's Sherry Hill. She chaired it for many years. Next on. This is 2009, when we, our first signature project that I remember. Never say, we've never done that before unless you've been here for years. But it's the first one I remember. We were installing the Mount Harvest, the Greenway. And we used $10,000 of our funds for a multi-year project to dig the holes and install these signs. Next slide. 2010. This is the 100th anniversary committee, and you will, some of those members are still around. John McGovery, John Bradshaw, my brother over there, Steve. And I believe those are the ones that are still, but there's Ray. About Ray. The next just going to look at projects that were sponsored. We're still serving underprivileged children. Next one. This is the Lake Run project that we adopted. It's a big component of these kinds of projects that he's there with. Then Mayor David Bowers. And next. And of course, we're all Salem Red Sox fans from the same national anthem, the ball. Done that for a number. That's just our 100th anniversary board. Sherry Hartman is president. That's 2019. And speaking of someone who is still around and serving, Sherry Hartman. And our next slide. This is our official 100th anniversary photo. Right here in this room, of course, we all by then. And then the next slide, still serving children, underprivileged children. And that's the 1990 Kids Fishing Day, founded in 1990, and still going strong. Chuck Sellers, first chair, Barry Akers, and Mike Bill followed after that. So it's been a long legacy of really serving children. And it's one is, the big one. Proud. Next slide. So it happened in 2018. At Henry's death, we moved to Charter Hall in the Roanoke City Market Building. Don Witt was president. And the project I could not miss is the tradition of our West End Children's Party with presents. Next slide. And with Santa Sam and Mrs. Claus Judy. Another fine tradition. Thank you, Judy. We also tutored those kids at West End for a number of years. I'm not sure how long. Our next slide. Scholarships. We have we provide scholarships. This photo is from the academic scholarships. But we've also done career and technical education awards. And one of the people that received this scholarship from us, sure, reason that we put him on the road to success. But when David Bowers said, we love our cleanup projects. We are still doing those. Next slide. And this, of course, is our centennial project led by Sherry Hartman and Jackie Muscombe. We raised $410,000 for our gift to the city. So we gave this to the city for our 100th anniversary. And next, this is our nature park. It's a current project that we're working on. And next. This is our pollinator garden, all displayed by Sherry. I know we have all this with milk cans, decks, patios filled with dirt and seeds to grow seeds for the garden all winter. So this is something I could not be here without COVID. Of course, we were on Zoom for a long time. This is our first meeting done. It was certainly a challenge at Zoom, and it had some benefits though. It brought us new blessings without new challenges. What we just had a entrepreneurship. Right? This is the interpretive signs. So, and I would definitely, and I want to recognize these people I mentioned previously, but this is our current board of directors of the foundation. They have done such wonderful work in investing and raising more money to benefit. So, thank you very much, foundation. And I saved this for next to last because this is our 100th anniversary dinner. And the light dinner, so here at Turner Hall. One of the things I want to point out to you is those people standing at the front of the room. There's 23 past presidents, and they are passing the gavel to our incoming president at installation. But I just want to mention what strength that is, that many leaders still here involved in our club. Sharing many sleeping meditations, and I'm very proud of one of them. And one more. To be continued. I'd like to share with you. Our history is continuing, of course. That's what this is. It's the quote that I got from the history of the library from 1973. I think it sums up this presentation. The fellowship and friendships formed in working together are byproducts that keep our Kiwanis going year after year.
More than half a century ago, one of our most senior and distinguished members, John Bradshaw, joined the Kiwanis Club, who related the following stories. Soon after I moved to Roanoke, I met my wife Matilda through family friend Nick Vineyard, who also insisted that I was to join his Kiwanis. New family members have little choice but to do. The club's meetings had been moved from the ballroom of Patrick Henry because of reconstruction to the old Elks Club across the street. The meeting space was dark with long tables. The food was delivered to attendees seated at the table, but yet the place seemed full. One or two ministers, lots of lawyers, a few downtown store owners, a couple of elected politicians, and some lead managers in family-owned businesses. It was interesting that everyone entered through a side door up to a table where a new member sat, handing out your name tag and greeting you by name. The club was active. We sponsored Camp Kiwaniana near Shawsville, operated by the Girl Scouts. The club provided a new pool. The club took key club members for weeks at a time to a boys' summer camp near Dry Creek. Our club has always been interested in Boy Scouts camps in Roanoke County. We also sold tickets, sponsored the travel that held at the new city auditorium. John continues. Then the updating of the ballroom at the Patrick Henry was completed, and the club moved back there. Bob Clement, president of Shenandoah Life Insurance Agency and an active Kiwanian, even offered his limousine to company members attending meetings at the Patrick Henry. The advent of television killed the attraction of Kiwanis travel. A new fundraiser was required, thus the pancake. The first year we set up on a field on the north side of Powell Shopping Mall. Parking was a problem. So the second year, we moved to the northeast corner next to the interstate at Tanglewood. Still not the greatest location. We worked out an arrangement with the city at the Civic Center, and we are still there. About this time, I was elected president. The Girl Scouts advised they would no longer operate Camp Kiwanis. The club's board met in the basement of Patrick Henry. Property was sold. Some of the money went to a gym for the Salvation Army. The remainder funded the Kiwanis Foundation. My wife and I had the opportunity to attend Kiwanis national meetings in San Diego, Dallas. Looking back at history is interesting, but the Kiwanis Club can't rest. Our citizens have been looking forward for new and better ways of service. Key clubs, adult care, Kiwanis Foundation, Meals on Wheels, Kids Fishing Day, pancakes, all require funds, leadership, and support through sound Kiwanis Club growth. This is why I have been a Kiwanian for 50 years. From new lines for our new Jefferson High School to a better road between Roanoke and Floyd, from underwriting $50,000 for a new road from Roanoke to Rocky Mount. We build. From assistance to underprivileged children. We build. From money raised for the American Theater opening, later donated to the crippled boys and girls of Southwest Virginia. We build. From 1939, the following programs were encouraged to the members: defense work, democracy, freedom, church attendance, Jewish relief, safety in motoring, the Abington Theater, the Roanoke Police Department, fire prevention, and aviation. From war stamps and bonds, we supported our war efforts, noting 10 members were in the armed services. We built. From 1955, we established the Kiwanis Foundation. We built. From Key Club scholarships to children. We built. From the Clean Valley program to our new Centennial Park playground in Northwest Roanoke, to our mascot, Larry the Log Perch, and our nature park. We build. Kiwanis, what do we do? We build.
Let's thank David and Fred. Come on now. right, you can sit down. So earlier, at the beginning of the presentation, there was a video played. Some of you chuckled at that. Just want you to know, the people you saw in that video, 4 club members, I refer to those as the talent. You can watch that video. It's on our YouTube channel. There's a link to it on our website. So we need to sign up. If you want to come to hear the 3 candidates do what they do best, which is talk to us about themselves and the future. And my final remark is, thank you for this past year.